Hi, I'm Tomokazu Haruta, 28 years old, and I currently work from home. Companies now encourage employees to work from home, but I've already been doing it for a long time. Everything worked out for me fine, and I had no complaints about my life. Except one. That's my sister, Tomomi. Tomomi sees me as a creepy nerd who doesn't work or socialize, and she would make fun of me whenever she had a chance. It's been like this since I started watching anime and manga in high school.
Hey, you know what people call someone who's into manga and anime? A nerd. You gross me out. Don't ever talk to me.
What? Don't say that! These are fun!
Shut up. I've heard stories of manga nerds becoming criminals, which means you're a pre-criminal.
Why do you have to be so mean? Your prejudice hurts like a knife! Can you stop saying that to your brother?
You're disgusting. Don't come near me.
Living in the same house as my sister has become uncomfortable ever since. Whenever I laid eyes on her, she would say things like, "Ew, get lost and die." I was so overwhelmed by how she was treating me. After high school, I left my parents' house in Saitama and moved to Tokyo to do what I wanted. I had already saved some money, so I had no trouble living in Tokyo.
Tomokazu, it's been a while since we saw you. How have you been?
Hi, Mom. I've been good. How's everyone?
We're good too. By the way, Tomomi's getting married.
No way! Tomomi? I honestly didn't see that coming.
I can understand. She's been mean to you.
So when's the wedding?
Her fiancé works for a large company, so they're going to have a big wedding.
Sounds like everything's going well for her.
But Tomomi said there's no need to inform you because she won't invite you to the wedding.
Actually, it's not that unexpected for Tomomi, who hates me to say this. But as Tomomi's brother, I was still shocked that she thought it was unnecessary to invite me to her wedding. Tomomi is a pretty girl, and I'm sure she'll look stunning on her wedding day.
I'm sorry, I've talked to Tomomi many times about her attitude towards you, but...
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I've also asked you not to tell Tomomi what I'm doing, so I guess we're even.
You two were so close when you were little.
There's nothing we can do about it. I'll send them a wedding gift. If Tomomi doesn't want it, just add it from the gift from you and Dad.
Thank you, Tomokazu.
After that, my sister and I became increasingly estranged from each other. A few years later, when I had completely forgotten about my sister, she suddenly showed up. I was shocked when I saw her waiting at the entrance of my building. Tomomi? It was far from a touching reunion between siblings after years of separation. I could even sense her anger from a distance.
You creepy nerd! How much longer are you going to lie to me?
What are you talking about? We haven't even talked in years!
Shut up! I don't want to hear you speak. How do you afford to live in such a nice apartment?
I moved into this apartment last year. The prices for the apartments here range from tens of millions to hundreds of millions of yen. Since I don't have plans to get married, I took the plunge and bought this place. I decided to make it my home for the rest of my life. I live where I want with my own money. I don't think it concerns you.
Of course it does. You bought it with the money from Mom and Dad, didn't you?
Huh? Did they say that?
I don't need to hear it from them. There's no way a creepy nerd like you can afford such a nice apartment. I can't believe Mom and Dad spoiled you so much just because you're the eldest son.
You know what? You can hate me all you want, but don't make false accusations about me. I've been working and making money myself.
No, you haven't. I heard from Mom. You've been lying about working from home, right?
No, it's true. Working from home is very popular nowadays.
What you do at home is probably just some kind of side job. Only a nerd like you would work for a pittance.
Oh my god, she has become more unreasonable than I ever imagined. Oops, excuse me for acting nerdy just now. I really cared for my sister when we were little. I never thought my sister would become like this. But since Tomomi didn't seem to believe me, I decided to change the subject. Didn't you marry a rich husband? Why don't you ask him to buy a nice apartment for you?
Shut up. He doesn't have as much money as I thought, all right? He also doesn't let me spend money at all. He won't even let me buy designer clothes, saying that the ones I have are already good enough. It's so unfair. I've always dreamed of living in one of those apartments like a celebrity. How is it fair that I live in a regular apartment and you live in such a luxurious apartment? It's too nice for a bachelor. You don't deserve to live here.
As I said, I live where I want. You don't get to tell me what to do. So go home! Stop making a scene. However, instead of backing down, Tomomi suddenly attacked me. She said,
This place is too good for you. I'll live here instead. Give me the keys. I have the right to live in the apartment our parents bought.
Hey! Stop it! I earn quite some money working from home. But sadly, I'm a shut-in. I was too weak to fight back when my sister attacked me. So I fell heavily on my side. Ow! I heard it. I heard it! I heard an out-of-this-world cracking sound from my arm.
Huh? What a weak nerd. Stop exaggerating. You're always so quick to play the victim. I've had enough. I'm leaving.
Tomomi cursed at me and quickly left. Fortunately, I live in a luxury apartment. Security guards and concierges are always on duty. They heard my scream and came to help me immediately. I was rushed to the hospital by ambulance and was told I had a broken bone in my right arm. The doctor said I needed surgery, a week of hospitalization, and a 3-month recovery period.
Are you all right, Tomokazu?
Hi, Mom. Thanks for coming. Surprisingly, my parents were not the only ones who came to see me. Tomomi and a man I'd never seen, probably Tomomi's husband, were there too. My mom brought everyone to the hospital with her. Hey, brother-in-law! Nice to meet ya! I'm Yuichi, Tomomi's husband. How's your arm? Nice to meet you. I'm sorry we had to meet this way. It's okay, I just got a call from the police. They told me to come to this hospital immediately. I see. The police will probably come here and take everyone's statement. My mother and Tomomi's husband probably came here to prevent Tomomi from running away.
So how in the world did this happen?
Well, Tomomi said you and Dad bought me the apartment I live in. So she attacked me, saying I should give it to her.
What?
What were you thinking, Tomomi? Tomomi was shaken up by her husband's angry voice. But she didn't seem to think she had done anything wrong. She's got some nerve.
But am I wrong? Don't I have the right to live in the apartment my parents bought? Plus, he's single anyway. He doesn't deserve such a nice place, so I said I'll live in it.
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious. You wouldn't buy a nicer apartment for us. How can I show off our cheap apartment to my friends?
It's about to turn into a quarrel between you guys. Can we get back to the subject at hand? I bought that apartment myself. Why didn't you explain that to her, Mom?
She ran off as soon as she heard the name of your apartment building. I didn't have time to explain it all to her.
I wish you could use that energy for something else, Tomomi.
Shut up! A creepy manga nerd like you doesn't even deserve to live. Hurry up and give me the key.
Then a loud slap echoed in the hospital room. My mother slapped Tomomi on the face with all her might.
Hey, why did you slap me? Enough of this nonsense. He's a famous manga artist who goes by the name of Akira Tomokazu. What? Don't make me laugh. How can he be Akira Tomokazu? I'm not a nerd, but even I know who that is.
Look at my social media then. I hate to brag, but I'm trending.
Popular manga artist Akira Tomokazu was attacked in front of his apartment and broke his arm. What is this? There's a picture of you.
I've told you many times I rarely show my face. But I have to convince you. So I told the editorial department that it's okay to use my picture this time.
But you never said anything about that!
That's because I knew it wouldn't do any good since you hate everything related to manga. Luckily, my work was a hit. So I used the money to buy that apartment. I work from home, so that apartment is my workspace that also doubles as my home. At that point, my editor came in perfect timing. You're a big help, Mr. Editor. You made me want to pay you a bonus out of my pocket.
Ah! How are we supposed to meet the deadline? All work is gonna be delayed! Ah!
Don't panic. I'm always ahead of my deadlines. I'll figure something out.
I won't forgive the person who pushed you! MoniRobo Publishing will sue the culprit with all our might! I can't even begin to imagine our losses! You're like our breadwinner!
We're not family, but I get what you mean. Tomomi's face grew paler and paler as she heard our conversation. She finally began to understand who I was and what she had done. She only understood when she was cornered to this point. She'd get beaten up so much if she were a manga character. But she's a real person and my family, so the situation was a bit of a headache.
I didn't do anything wrong. He fell on his own.
Don't be stupid! Tomokazu fell and got injured because of you!
I didn't push him that hard. It was an accident.
Oh, about that. There are surveillance cameras at the entrance of the apartment. I can use that as evidence to prove it wasn't an accident.
What the hell? Are you gonna seriously sue your own sister? That's insane. You're such an asshole.
Another loud slap echoed in the hospital room. This time it was Tomomi's husband, Yuichi, who slapped her. Tomomi's cheeks swelled up like a squirrel after being slapped on both sides. I shouldn't laugh, but she looked hilarious.
Tomokazu, Mr. Editor, the culprit is Tomomi. You can sue her if you want.
Are you sure? She's your wife.
Not anymore. I'm divorcing her.
What? Why would you do that? Don't be ridiculous.
You're the one who's ridiculous. You humiliated your brother, tried to steal his apartment, and even hurt him. That's not what a normal person would do.
It's your fault. You didn't make enough money to give me a better life.
For the record, I make twice the amount of what I told you.
What?
What the hell is going on? It's like watching a drama. I'm not proud of this, but I actually enjoyed watching their fight.
I was thinking of moving to a bigger house after we have children. But all you do is talk about designer brands and fancy restaurants. You are always trying to make yourself look good. I also heard you've been going to host clubs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've already looked into it. I have all the evidence. I'll talk to you through my lawyer from now on. I'm gonna demand compensation from you, so be prepared.
Tomomi chased Yuichi as he left, but the police had been waiting at the door the whole time. They stopped Tomomi and said,
Can you please come with us?
No, no! Yuichi, Mom! Help me! Help me!
In addition to my compensation, MoniRobo Publishing also demanded compensatory damages from Tomomi. Tomomi's ex-husband requested compensation from her too. Her debt has swelled to more than 100 million yen. Of course, Tomomi tried to lawyer up, but she didn't have that kind of money. No lawyer would want to fight such a losing battle in the first place. As a result, Tomomi ended up going bankrupt. The court denied Yuichi's compensation request, but the court ruled in my favor. Because I was harmed by Tomomi intentionally, I was entitled to claim compensation from Tomomi. Tomomi had to pay the compensation even if she went bankrupt. Same went for the publisher's compensation request. After the divorce, Tomomi was penniless and had to leave Yuichi's house. My parents were also thinking of disowning her, but they needed to make sure Tomomi paid the publishing company and me. So they decided to keep her at their house because they thought it was their duty as parents. Tomomi has been working day and night since then, and she's physically and mentally exhausted. Even though she's my sister, all I can think is, you deserve it. After 3 months of recovery, I'm finally back at work. I'm now working hard to write for my fans, who's been looking forward to the series.
Congratulations on your recovery, Mr. Tomokazu. I sent you a delicious barbecue meat set earlier today. Please enjoy it with your assistant.
Thank you, Yuichi. I appreciate that you're thinking about me even though we're no longer family.
Please consider this a gift from a friend.
I'm happy to be friends with you.
By the way, you said you wanted to work out last time. My gym is very nice. Let me know if you want to go with me.
Sure, sounds great. My injury has made me realize the importance of muscles. I'm gonna be a muscular manga artist. Reality is stranger than fiction, right? I never thought I would experience something like this. My sister pushed me, and I became friends with her ex-husband. If I can draw a story based on what happened, I might lessen my sister's compensation as a gesture of gratitude. Who knows? But I guess it wouldn't help much since she still has hundreds of millions of debt. I wonder how many years she'll take to pay off the debt.
I'm Tomoko Kudo, a 30-year-old office worker. I'm also a mother and a wife in some sense. The reason why I say in some sense is that I'm separated from my husband. My husband's name is Takanari. I kicked him out after I discovered his affair with the other woman. My husband said, "It was just a fling, I'll never do that again." As he would call me every day, but I never picked up. Even though I'm still angry, I can see his sincerity. He's been paying for our living expenses after the separation. He also misses our daughter, who just turned 5. He cares and wants to know how she's doing. I can tell how much he loves our daughter. My daughter loves him too.
Why don't you come home, Daddy? I miss you so much.
After a while, I felt our daughter needed her father after all. So I decided to wait a bit longer and see if my husband was genuinely sorry for what he had done. If so, I'd be willing to give him a second chance. But my husband wasn't the only problem I was facing. My daughter stays at the daycare while I work during the day. It's a small daycare center, so there are not many children. As a result, the moms often interact with each other. We would take care of each other's children and help each other out. We also have regular dinner parties and tea parties to talk about our problems. I was grateful to be in such a helpful community. But soon, a dark shadow began to cast over it. One day, a 3-year-old boy, Kosuke, entered the daycare. That was when I met his mother.
Hi, I'm Kane Hasebe. Nice to meet ya.
She's a very young mom, the youngest of all of us. Because she acted a little frivolous when we first met, I had the impression that she was a flirtatious young woman. But young moms are quite common nowadays, so we all welcomed her admirably. Kanai quickly adjusted to the new environment. She started to attend our tea parties and dinners. Our enjoyable gatherings were supposed to continue as usual, but... Hey, what do you think about Kanai? Oh, are you talking about the money? She's young, so I thought it was inevitable at first. But it happened too frequently. If I remember correctly, Tomoko has only paid once, right? Yes, I think. Did she ever pay you back? No, not yet. Did she pay you, Suzuki? Not at all. It's like she's totally forgotten about it. I knew it. It just the cost of some tea and food, so it's not that much money. But that's not the point. We should probably ask her for our money back. Problems like this occurred multiple times. When it came to the payment at tea parties and dinners, Kanai always needed help to pay the bill. It may just be a small amount each time, but it adds up to a larger amount. I was worried Kanaya's behavior could lead to a big commotion one day.
I'm sorry, but I usually use electronic payment methods, so I don't carry cash with me.
She'd always say something like this when it was time to pay. Even though everyone in our mom group usually split the bill at our gatherings, it was uncomfortable asking someone to pay when they didn't have money. However, this time, one of the mom friends said, "Well then, Kanai, could you pay the bill electronically? We'll transfer our payment to you." I thought it was a great idea when I heard her suggestion, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have enough money to cover the total.
so we had to give up on making her pay. Everyone else covered her bill in the end. But she quickly forgot about it again. It's so hard to ask for her money back. There were other problems beside that. She was always late and never seemed to feel sorry about it. She would always say to other moms who were older than her,
Oh, I see. You don't understand the younger generation's lifestyle.
and she never thought what she said was inappropriate. It amazed me how she perceived the way she acted as normal. Even when we looked confused and didn't know what to say, she would just nod her head and think everything was fine. In short, she's generally insensitive. Or rather, she's a very inconsiderate person. I wondered what her husband was like. One day, I finally met Kanaya's husband at a parent visit day. Kanaya's husband said to us,
Thank you very much for all the help you've given my wife. My wife can be a bit careless sometimes, but everyone has been so helpful and nice.
Kanaya's husband looked slightly older than Kanai, and he seemed to be a very polite and sensible man. I thought maybe he was the kind of husband who does a lot of things at home, but it was the opposite. He was busy with work and often traveled, so he's not at home that much. In other words, he had little chance to participate in Kanaya's daily activities, so he didn't understand the seriousness of the situation. If Kanai kept making everyone pay for her, everyone's dissatisfaction would build up and explode someday. I decided to talk to Kanai about it. So I asked her out for tea. It's fine that we cover your bill, but you should remember to pay everyone back. You see, it's hard for us to ask you for the money. But her response was,
What? Do people really get angry over such small things? Why didn't anyone tell me earlier then? How was I supposed to know?
she made it sound like it was our fault. Of course, I was very irritated by her attitude. The good thing was, Kanai paid the money back to everyone afterward. She also started to carry cash to our gatherings. She probably would never do that if I didn't talk to her. So our mom group decided to be blatant with her in the future. After we reached a consensus, I thought the matter was settled. However, Kanai, do you have a minute now?
Yes, what is it?
Have you heard about our annual event?
No, what is that?
Well, every year around this time, all the mom friends would go on a trip together.
Really? Sounds like fun.
We have to figure out ways to let someone help take care of our own kids at home. It's a 2-day trip just for us to relax.
I'm definitely going.
We're thinking of going to Korea this year. And we'll probably book a package tour.
That's totally fine.
Just make sure you're on time and everything.
Of course, I'll try my best to arrive on time.
Since it was a yearly mom group activity, I also invited Kanai to join our group. Once a year, we leave the kids at home with their husbands or parents, and we take a 2-day, 1-night trip together. Because I was separated from my husband, I thought I couldn't make it this year. But my husband was considerate and offered to take care of our daughter. So I decided to take advantage of the opportunity. My daughter was also excited to spend time with her father for the first time in a while. I asked Kanai to join us because I kind of felt obligated to do so. I wondered if she would come since we had just had a dispute over money the other day. But she was more enthusiastic than I expected and decided to join us immediately. The money and time spent on a trip were far more than what we spent at dinner and tea parties. Seemed like everything would go smoothly this time, but I still had a bad feeling in my heart. On the day of the trip, after we all gathered at the airport, my bad hunch turned out to be true. Where are you, Kanai?
I'm sorry, I just woke up.
What? Are you still at home?
Sorry.
What do you mean by sorry? It's past our meeting time. Our plane takes off in a few minutes.
Oh no, is that time already? I'll be right there. Can you wait for me?
I can't keep the plane waiting. There's no way I can do that. Everyone has boarded the plane.
Can you just take another flight?
As I told you, we booked a package tour. Did you realize that there are other people in this tour group besides us? I'm sorry, but you can't make it now.
No, I was so looking forward to the trip. You can't do this to me.
Kanai was late again on the day of our trip. We probably could have waited for her if it was just a regular trip, but as I explained many times to her, we were in a tour group. There were other people in the tour group besides us. I couldn't ask them to wait. Since Kanai said she had just woken up, it'd take more than an hour for her to get to the airport, even if she hurried. So I told the tour conductor that we had to leave Kanai behind. The trip itself was fun. We had a nice, relaxing time. I didn't even have time to think about Kanai. She needed to be responsible for her own behavior. A few days after returning from the trip, I felt bad and went to Kanai's house with a souvenir. She greeted me with a grim look on her face, and the first thing she said was,
"Is it a habit for you to leave people behind? I told you to wait for me, didn't I?"
I explained again that it was a package tour and there were other people in the group, but she replied,
"Well then, everyone should have waited for me. Why did you leave me out of the group and go without me?"
She started making extremely unreasonable accusations, which made me very angry. I'll never plan a trip with you again. I stormed out and messaged other mom friends about what Kanai said. The conflict between Kanai and her mom group finally came to the surface. We had fewer and fewer interactions with her. But since our kids still had to go to the same daycare, we needed to maintain a relationship no matter what. However, Kanai soon drove things in an unbelievable direction. The daycare had another parent visit day. I was there, of course, as well as other mom friends and Kanai. Kanai's husband also came. He was in a good mood and had a big smile on his face. Each of the parents rejoiced at the children's growth. It was supposed to be such a peaceful and happy day.
Sorry, I'm late.
My husband Takanari was late when he arrived. We were still in separation at that time. My daughter missed her dad a lot, so I asked him to come as well. I wanted to thank him for taking care of our daughter during my trip to Korea. I was even considering using the visit day as an opportunity to end our separation. But when Takanari and Kanai saw each other, my husband was clearly shocked to see Kanai and started shouting at her.
What? Didn't you say you were single? What are you doing here? Who's that guy next to you?
Kanai's face turned pale and she tried to explain in a shaky voice.
Well, it's not what you think.
Everyone was surprised by what they heard. I almost couldn't control myself. What do you mean? Sounds like you two are more than acquaintances. My husband became speechless, but he could only blame himself for his tendency to speak without thinking. That was one of the reasons we separated. Kanai's husband, Keisuke, was baffled by the situation too.
Excuse me, but who are you? Can someone please tell me what's going on?
I'm sorry, this is my husband, Takanari Kudo. I have no idea what's happening. Maybe they can explain it themselves. However, Takanari and Kanai stopped talking to each other. When a man and a woman who know each other look at each other awkwardly, people can already get a rough idea of what is going on. I couldn't believe my husband was having an affair with Kanai. Then the situation became even more complicated.
Wait a minute! Didn't you say you'll be with me after you leave your husband? What's going on between you and that man? Don't tell me you've been dating someone else too!
Mr. Takamiya, a young daycare teacher, suddenly intervened. Naturally, that caused another uproar among all the parents. The peaceful, loving atmosphere at the daycare suddenly turned into unprecedented chaos. Other parents and teachers were all stunned but soon regained their composure. They sent the three of them to another room. The headmaster and other experienced teachers all came. They talked to Kanai, Takanari, and Mr. Takamiya separately. I went to listen to what Takanari had to say, and Kanai's husband, Keisuke, went with Kane. Just like I guessed, Kanai was having an affair with my husband. My husband somehow thought that Kanai was single. Kanai knew my husband had a wife, but she had no idea it was me. The world is so small sometimes. The whole thing was like a nightmare to me. Everyone in the room sighed in disbelief and covered their faces with their hands. While Kanai was having an affair with my husband, she also cheated with Mr. Takamiya, a teacher from the daycare. According to Mr. Takamiya, he was in a committed relationship with Kanai. Kanai promised to get married to Mr. Takamiya after she divorced her husband and got custody of their son. Mr. Takamiya even considered switching jobs to provide them with a better life. The sudden turn of events left everyone speechless. We had never imagined such a melodrama-like situation would actually happen in real life, not to mention being a part of it. It was truly unexpected. Because of my husband's affair, I became the center of the gossip. But at this point, I started to feel like I was watching someone else's drama and was no longer part of it. So I became surprisingly calm. My husband kept his head down the whole time. I guess he was too embarrassed to look anyone in the eye. As the biggest victim, Kanai's husband Keisuke said,
You're going to move back to your parents' home as soon as possible.
Please, I promise it won't happen again.
Kanai tried to beg for forgiveness, but it didn't work.
I'll send you your belongings and the divorce papers later. And of course, I'll take custody of our son. We won't have anything to do with you anymore.
No, I don't want a divorce. I love you the most, Keisuke. I love you, please.
Kanai's desperate repentance failed to change Keisuke's mind.
I'm so sorry for all the trouble we've caused. I'll apologize to everyone properly at a later date.
Then he bowed and left with his son. My husband and I divorced after that. The reason for our separation was Takanari's affair with some other woman. And during our separation, he started having an affair with Kanai. I can't believe I thought about getting back together with him. It was not easy to endure the harsh reality. I knew the relationship between Takanari and I could no longer be repaired, so I demanded spousal and child support in a lump sum. And I sent him divorce papers without caring about what he thought. Keisuke later told me that he had demanded compensation from Mr. Takamiya, but he said my wife lied about being single and didn't demand any compensation from my ex-husband Takanari. He's such a good man. Of course, Mr. Takamiya got fired from the daycare. The rumors about him spread fast among daycare centers. He'll never get a job at daycares ever again. As for Kanai, Keisuke filed for divorce and requested compensation from her. He also got full custody of their son. After Keisuke explained the situation to Kanai's parents, they got furious and kicked Kanai out of their house. No one has been able to reach Kanai since then. Well, Keisuke earns enough money that he doesn't need to worry, even if he doesn't receive compensation and child support. So he's probably okay with losing contact with Kanai. I guess Kanai remained a speed thrift till the very end. By the way, the reason why I know so much about Keisuke is that, after we both became single parents, we helped each other when we were in need. After his divorce, Keisuke wanted to spend as much time with his son as possible. So he transferred to a department that didn't require him to go on business trips. Even so, he was still always the last to pick up his son from the daycare. I saw Keisuke almost every day when I picked up my daughter after work. Because my daughter, Chieko, and Keisuke's son, Kosuke, always stayed at the daycare until the latest, they naturally became good friends. Chieko is 2 years older than Kosuke, so she cares for him like a big sister.
To be honest, I'm done with dating.
Me too. I think I won't be dating anyone for a while.
But if it's partners in raising children, then maybe we should give it a try, Tomoko.
He blushed when he said that. I was tempted, but it was too early to decide. How about the four of us go to the amusement park this Sunday?
Sure! I'd love to.
The story of how we became a family of four is for another time.
My name is Kei Miyanohara. I'm a third-year Monrovia University student majoring in sports science. Since middle school, I've worked hard in the track and field club. I even set a national championship record. To become a trainer or a manager of the Japanese national team in the future, I've been studying very hard at school. I'm also taking nutrition courses, so I became extremely interested in cooking. One day, I went home late at night after studying for long hours in the library. When I went to the convenience store to buy some groceries,
What's the matter with you people? I just came to get some snacks. Let go of me.
there's a girl at the store entrance. I can't ignore this. I have to help her. I ran to them and shook off the guy's hand that grabbed her arm. The two guys kept glaring at me as they walked away. But since I work out all the time, they must have been scared to see me. So they ran away immediately. They're not so tough after all.
Hey.
Are you alright?
Yes.
Did they attack you or pull your hair or anything?
No, I'm okay.
This is a relatively safe neighborhood, but maybe you should try avoid walking alone late at night. Just be careful next time.
Okay, thank you very much.
If you'll excuse me, I have some shopping to do.
Oh, wait!
Yes?
I know this might sound crazy, but can you let me stay with you?
What?
In fact, I had a fight with my father and ran away from home.
I thought you came here to buy snacks.
I made it up 1 week, or at least 3.
This is too sudden. I don't know if I can.
I'll return the favor someday. Please.
Oh, okay. I felt tremendous pressure from her. I didn't know what to do. I quickly finished shopping and brought it to my apartment, which is a 10-minute walk from the convenience store. I don't know if you'll like my cooking. You can have anything you want.
Wow, did you make everything with the ingredients from the convenience store?
I studied late in the library today, so I couldn't go to the supermarket.
You made chicken consomme, fried potatoes with anchovies and garlic, and fried rice too. Everything looks so good.
The girls put their hands together and began to eat. Watching her eat so happily also brought a smile to my face. I made some barley tea for her and decided to join her.
Thank you for the delicious food.
I'm glad you like it.
Did you come up with the recipe?
Yeah, the potato recipe is all over social media now.
Wow, impressive.
I also sewed the coasters under the cups myself.
That's amazing.
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Kei Miyanohara. I study sports science at Monrovia University.
I'm Kisaragi Kyoko. I'm 21 and a junior in college.
Oh, so we're the same age.
Actually, I'm also a student at Monrovia University. But my major is foreign languages, so I guess I'm on a different campus from you, Mr. Miyanohara.
Please, call me Kei.
But you basically saved my life.
Saved your life? I didn't do much.
No, I really appreciate it. They got carried away recently.
Hmm?
I'll do anything if you let me stay here. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, anything.
But what about your family?
My mother died of illness when I was very young, so my father raised me. I won't cause you any trouble, I promise.
Well, I do have a spare room.
Really? You don't mind?
You'll straighten things out with your father, right?
Yes, I will. Thank you, Mr. Miyanohara.
Before I knew it, this Kyoko girl started living in my apartment. But there was definitely no romance involved at all. Of course, how could I fall in love with someone right away after meeting her for the first time? I had a feeling that she didn't want to talk about what had happened, but I also didn't have the heart to turn her away. So I thought it'd be okay if I just considered her a roommate. Little did I know, I would soon be involved in an incident. Hey Kei, the representative of the non-popular group. What's the matter, Yuya? How about you explain to me what's going on? Huh? I saw you walking with a pretty girl the other day. So? Don't play dumb with me. You've always been a sports guy. I didn't think you'd ever get a girlfriend. That's rude. What really happened? It's none of your business. Come on, just tell me.
Do I have to tell you everything?
Not really. I'm just curious how it happened.
Don't be curious.
Didn't you say you didn't want a girlfriend until you got a job? Listen, I'm not gonna tell you anything. Boo-hoo-hoo, you're such a cheapskate. I was hoping you would introduce her to me.
Please don't bother her.
Stop acting like her boyfriend.
Stop imagining things, Yuya.
You're so boring.
Whatever, man.
Keep me updated.
His name is Yuya. He's my friend in the sports science department.
He's not a bad guy by any means, but he loves women too much.
Keep him updated? Why would I do that? It's been 3 days since you started living with me.
We're on different campuses, so we don't see each other at school during the day.
But we would have dinner together at home. I would always get a little nervous when she says,
The food is delicious.
with a big smile on her face. And sick tonight after meeting Kyoko?
Thank you for the food. I'll do the dishes.
Oh, thanks.
Your homemade yakisoba was very delicious. You made the sauce yourself, right? I'm so impressed.
I'm glad you like it.
Hey, can you teach me how to cook sometime?
Sure, after I finish my exams.
Yay!
Hey, Kyoko, can I ask you something? Why don't you want to go home?
I was going to explain it to you.
Her face looked sad as she talked. I suddenly felt terrible for asking her that. But I didn't say anything and listened to her story.
My family is actually Yakuza.
Yakuza, I see.
Wait, what?
You had the exact same reaction as when we first met.
Of course! You know what people say about Yakuza? They basically control the underworld.
On the outside, we're a construction company.
Oh, I see.
My dad was very nice to my mom and me. After my mom got sick and passed away when I was 4, he became more and more protective of me.
He sounds like a nice dad.
I want to become a translator after I graduate.
That's why you chose to study foreign languages?
Yes, English and German.
That's amazing. I don't think I could do that.
It's just that my dad wouldn't let me go out and work.
Is that why you guys fought?
Yeah.
It must be hard not having freedom to do what you want. Where else did he say?
He said if I really want to work, I can only work at the companies owned by our family.
He's probably worried about you, wants to keep you close.
I know he's worried about me. I'm also grateful to him for taking care of me after my mom left.
Yeah, sounds difficult.
But it's my dream to become a translator. Don't you think it's strange that he tries to control me?
My dad is an ordinary office worker and I was always free to do what I wanted. So I may not be able to fully understand how you feel.
I guess so too.
But I admire how you work hard to pursue your dreams.
Kai,
I'm studying to be a trainer or a manager. I thought, this is what I want to do, and I want to make it happen.
that's the spirit, Kai.
Why don't you talk it over with your father? I'm sure he'll understand.
I hope so. I feel much better now, thanks to you.
Really?
If I hadn't met you, I probably would still be worried. Thank you so much.
Kyoko finally told me the truth. My heart was pounding again when I saw her smile at me. Why am I so nervous? 6 days have passed since we started living together. She's got changes of clothes, toothpaste, and other daily necessities. It feels like we're a couple living together. Suddenly, I felt confused.
I had a lot of fun at the izakaya.
Was that your first time in an izakaya?
Not just that. I've never been to a family restaurant, a barbecue restaurant, or a ramen shop.
What do you eat at home then?
We would have a chef over to cook fancy Japanese food like sushi.
Wow.
I don't have much memory of my mom, but I remember how much I loved the omelet and octopus wieners she made.
You must have really loved her.
One day I tried to make the same bento she used to make me, but sadly I'm not good at it at all.
Don't worry, I'll teach you. My class is in the afternoon tomorrow, so there's plenty of time.
Really? Yay!
That night, Kyoko said.
I want to eat out tonight.
So we decided to have dinner at an izakaya, Japanese-style pub. I found this restaurant recently. Their grilled skewer is the best in town. Kyoto was so happy. And I was also glad that I took her to this restaurant. We left the izakaya after 10 and had to pass a quiet alleyway on our way home. As we walked past a convenience store. Hey, you! Give me that girl! Who the hell are you? She's the only daughter of the Kisaragi family, right? I'm kidnapping her now! What?
Hey, they're the same people who bothered me a week ago.
Oh, aren't they just a bunch of punks?
No, they're actually members of a rival Yakuza gang.
Are you serious?
They must have heard I ran away from home. Now they want to hold me for ransom.
Wait a minute! I'm athletic, but I can't handle so many people at once! Hey, Kay! You're dating her, aren't you? That voice. No way. Are you Yuya? One of the guys took off his black hood and stepped forward. It was Yuya, my friend from school. In other words, he's a member of a rival gang of Kyoko's father. Apparently, he's an actual member of the underworld, but I had no idea. I was startled and couldn't believe what I saw. I'm surprised you two are living together. No wonder I couldn't find you in the hotel district. Yuya, when did you become a Yakuza? Huh? When? Of course I'm a Yakuza. My father was the boss's right-hand man, and I was raised to be his heir. That's it. Didn't you say you wanted to be a soccer coach? My father wanted me to be a soccer coach. So your gang can expand your territory? You get it. You're a smart guy. Maybe I should recruit you. Whatever the reason is, you're not taking Kyoko away. How long do you think you can keep talking like that?
Hey!
Ah!
Are you okay?
Don't worry about me. Run!
No, I'll protect you, Kai.
Kyoko! I don't care how strong you are. There's no way you can take us all on by yourself.
Let me go, you pervert!
What?
It's pointless holding me hostage. My dad won't come.
Shut up! All you need to do is listen.
Ow, it hurts!
You can do whatever you want with this guy. Or just throw him into the ocean. I was beaten up so severely that I couldn't move anymore. I started to lose consciousness, and I couldn't even make a sound. They're gonna take Kyoko away. That's enough. What? If you hurt my precious daughter, you know what will happen to you? No way! The boss of the Kisaragi gang? What? Don't get carried away, kid. Beat him up, guys! Ow! I'm sorry I couldn't protect you, Kyoko. Where am I? Finally, you're awake. Who are you? I'm the head of the Kisaragi family, and the boss of the Kisaragi gang. Wait, does that mean you're Kyoko's father? Yes, that's right. What happened to me?
You were beaten unconscious by some rival gang members. I've got a good doctor to treat your injuries, so you'll be fine.
I see. Thank you.
Anyways, I'm glad you found my daughter. I'm also thankful that a good young man like you was able to shelter her.
Okay.
Kai, are you okay?
When I woke up, I found myself in a traditional style house. A man who claimed to be Kyoko's father was sitting by my side. Then, Kyoko opened the sliding door and busted into the room.
First of all, let me apologize to you, Kay. I'm sorry to get you into this mess.
No, don't be.
Recently, a rival gang has emerged, and they want to destroy the Kisaragi gang. I had to come up with a solution.
What about the fight between you and Kyoko?
We had a falling out during that time.
He denied my dream of becoming a translator. He said I might get kidnapped.
Oh, I see.
But you don't have to worry about the rival gang anymore.
My dad and his men have settled the matter.
Let's not ask him exactly what they did.
Thank you so much for taking care of my daughter for the past week. I can't thank you enough.
Please, it's nothing.
Kyoko's mother, my wife, left us 17 years ago. I've been overprotective of my daughter, and I regret it now.
Sir,
I was too selfish.
that's not entirely true, I think.
How so?
Kyoko told me how much she loves you. She told me a lot about your family when she was at my home.
Did she?
I'm from an ordinary family, so I can't imagine what your life is like.
No, thanks to you, now I know what to do.
What?
As Kyoko's father, I need to support her dream.
Dad, does that mean?
You're gonna be an excellent translator.
Thank you, Dad. I'm sorry I ran away from home.
I'm sorry too, I've been too overprotective.
You'll let me pursue my dream, right?
Yes, but on one condition. You need to continue to live with Kay.
What?
You like him, don't you, Kyoko?
Dad! Don't say that in front of him!
I was gonna set you up on an arranged marriage, but I'm sure Kay will be a better man for you. Kay, I want you to continue to protect Kyoko as a boyfriend.
Oh,
Okay, you probably already know this. But I really like you.
Kyoko.
In the past week, I realized my feelings for you. If you feel the same for me, please go out with me.
I'd love to.
Hey!
Ah! Hey, Kyoko, stop it!
As for Yuya and his fellow gang members, their gang was destroyed by the Kurosagi gang. Kyoko told me your father didn't turn them in. He decided to let them do so much hard labor that they regretted being born.
We needed extra hands.
Kyoko's father laughed it off. He's so scary. It was a wild week, but luckily, I had a girlfriend for the first time in my life. Kyoko has a bright and positive personality, and everything she does is so cute. I fall in love with her more each day, and we are so in love. Let's make omelette rice with demi-glazed sauce today.
I don't know if I can do it.
Don't worry, my recipe is beginner-friendly.
That's good.
We should also go to the craft store near MoniRobo University.
Crafts?
It's gonna get cold soon. I want to knit 2 scarves in different colors.
Good idea. Mr. Kai, please give me your guidance and encouragement.
You don't have to be so formal.
I can't wait.
2 years later, Kyoko and I graduated from MoniRobo University. We both got our dream job. And of course, our relationship hasn't changed. In our late 20s, I proposed to Kyoko. We were both moved to tears. Our parents were also happy for us. Now she is standing in front of me in a pure white wedding dress. I hope we'll always be this happy for years to come.
My name is Mari Saijo, and I'm 25 years old. My family owns a business that started about 80 years ago. I was born as the second child of the family. All the company's presidents have graduated from a top-level university, which made others have high expectations of me. So I was raised very strictly, but I was still known as the black sheep of the family.
What is this grade? Do you understand you're part of the Saijo family? We even put more money into raising you than your brother Masaki! You understand?
I'm sorry, Father. I'll do better next time.
When is this next, huh? You're a disgrace to the family!
My father always thought putting in the work automatically meant success. That's why he didn't like my grade, as it was on the average side of things. My mother always sided with my father, so I was constantly being scolded by my parents. I just had to accept that I was the useless family member. However, I was still able to keep my head up thanks to my brother, who always helped me out. Whenever I felt down or cried, my brother was always there for me.
Here, eat this. You'll feel better.
Why am I so stupid? I'm trying my best, but...
Mari, remember this. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. It's just that this family doesn't want to recognize that.
So it's not my fault?
No. And someday, you will find someone that will love you for who you are. That's why you can't let anyone, not even our parents, break you.
What if I can't?
Eat this candy and remember my words. Will you promise me that?
Okay. This is a pinky promise.
You don't need to study today. Just rest up, okay?
I have a question.
What is it?
Will you always be by my side?
Of course I will. Now sleep tight.
My brother was always a beacon of light for me. However, as time passed, he had to help my father run the company. That's why I haven't been able to talk to him much as of late. And when I was in 8th grade, there was an incident that would change my life. That day, I got a D from my practice exam, and I was scolded by my father for it. That was when my brother entered the room, so I thought he would help me, but...
You're just wasting your time with her, Dad. She's just not Saijo material. She's not even worth you raising your blood levels. Just leave her be like the black sheep she is. And when she graduates, kick her out of the family.
Brother? At first I thought I was hearing things, but when I looked at him, I saw his cold eyes piercing me.
Knowing that I have a useless sister like you makes me sick. Never ever talk to me, okay?
Then he looked the other way as to not make eye contact with me. Even my brother thinks I'm useless. That day I lost my only ally within the family and became alone. 3 years have passed since the incident. Now my brother is working as the next head of the company as my dad was starting to feel ill. That was when my brother told me to leave the house.
Our family has spent a ton of money for you, but to no avail. Just go wherever you want and live however you want. But don't expect our family to help you out anymore.
I decided to attend a university that was located far away and left the house. Even on my last day, no one said goodbye to me. Goodbye, brother.
Mari, I'm so sorry.
Although the tuition was being paid, I still had to work part-time for my own expenses. I was being rejected from a bunch of work due to my upbringing. But I was able to land a job in a somewhat vacant convenience store. It was rather challenging work there, as unexpected things happened daily. However, I still enjoyed every second of it as it was a different world for me. All my friends told me they hated working, but I was happy to do anything but study to please my family. I wonder how my father will react to me working part-time. At my university, I didn't tell anyone my family name, so I was able to make friends along the way. Best of all, I was invited to parties. The only problem was this one guy.
Hey, Marine! You're gonna go out with me today, okay?
This guy's name is Takakuni Sakamoto. My friends told me he was the son of a rather famous business around town. He always wore expensive brands to flex on others and tried to solve everything with money. He reminded me of the people back at home, which made it even worse for me. That's why I wanted to avoid him, but my attitude toward him only made him want me more. Please don't call me that. How often do I have to tell you I'm not going to go out with you?
You're the only girl in town that would reject my offer!
To me, he looked like a spoiled brat. I'm going to work, so please don't bother me anymore.
Why do we even need to go to work? I don't want people to know that my girl is out there working!
And what's so embarrassing about work?
Have you never heard of time is money? College is for partying, not working! And if you do change your mind, you won't have to work a single day in your life. If you really want money, here, take mine. And then let's use that money to do some fun stuff together.
No, thank you.
You want more money?
What do I have to do to get this guy off me? I just wanted him to leave me alone, so I told him. I already have someone I like.
Yeah, me. Right?
Of course not. I decided to run away to the store I work at. I might have made things worse. But I wasn't lying, so...
Are you okay, Mari?
Ah!
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
No!
You look tired. What happened?
Nothing. Sorry for bothering you, Mitsuru. It was just this guy bothering me, but I ran away, so...
What? Do you mean like a stalker?
I don't think so. He's just really persistent.
You gotta be more careful around those guys. If you want, I can take you back home.
What? That's too much.
I was actually planning on getting some exercise today, so it's perfect.
He's so charming. As you can probably tell, Mitsuru is the one I'm attracted to right now. He's only 1 year older than me. I heard his family is in a desperate situation, so he's working part-time to help his family out. He helped me when I first started working here. It was only a matter of time before I started getting attracted to him. Thank you for doing this.
No problem! I can't let a girl wander around the night by herself.
I wish we could be like this forever. However, it wasn't long till something happened.
Hey, Mari! Who the hell is this guy?
Well, why are you here? I had no idea how he found out, but Takakuni was waiting for me outside the store.
So, you're the one she's talking about. What do you want? You're not a part of this! I am! She told me you were following her around! Why don't you just accept that she doesn't love you back? Are you seriously speaking to me in that tone? Mari! Don't tell me this is the guy you were talking about!
What?
Huh?
I
knew it! Why do you even like this guy? He doesn't even look like he has money!
I don't care about money, and he's working to help his family out. He's nothing like you. You just use your parents' money like it's your own.
Mari! Just because I'm going after you doesn't give you the right to talk to me like that! Stop it! If you're gonna go after her, I'll call the police! Try me! My dad'll make sure nothing stays permanent! I'll make you regret taking something from me! You too, Mari!
Takakuni's appearance made things much more awkward on the way back. I'm sorry about that. Don't worry about what he said.
You mean the thing about you being attracted to me and whatnot?
Sorry. I need to go home. That was when Mitsuru took my hand and said,
If you're okay with it, we can hang out together, you know? Romantically.
I wasn't the only one that was being attracted. Thus began my first ever love life. When I got home that day, I couldn't believe what had happened. However, this would only last for a little while because of that guy. Mitsuru, thank you for coming today.
No need to thank me. I want to ensure that Sakamoto guy isn't bothering you again.
Mitsuru was worried about Takakuni stalking me, so we decided to come together for shopping. It was like a date. Well, we were dating, so it was actually a date. That was when this mysterious guy came up to us.
Do it! Sure thing! Get one!
Mitsuru! An unknown figure came up to Mitsuru and tased him. Mitsuru became unconscious from the shock.
Let's go! I did it!
How dare you!
That's what you get!
Wait! He's still conscious!
Finish him!
The guys took out a bat and started beating him up.
Mari! Run away!
Mitsuru tried his best to buy time, but he was eventually knocked out. Please stop it! Ow!
Oh crap! I accidentally knocked the girl out too!
You idiot!
Sorry, boss! I didn't think she was going to move! Hey, what are you doing? Damn! Run!
I'm not letting you! Thanks to some bystanders, they swiftly called the police for backup. I mustered up all of my strength to hang on to one of the guys trying to leave. Thanks to my efforts, the police were able to arrest the two. Once we left the hospital, Mitsuru was still rendered unconscious. I took his hand and prayed for his help. Please, wake up!
That's what you get!
Is this your fault?
That's right! It is I, Takanumi's doing! This is what you get for rejecting me!
Bastard! I'm going to call the police!
Too bad! My dad already took care of it!
But I have proof you did it!
Did you not hear me? My dad took care of all of it!
No way.
So don't expect the police to help you out! I guess money can buy happiness! This is your last chance! Are you gonna be my girl?
I'd rather die than be your girlfriend.
I guess that's it then!
I was about to break down into tears. I guess my family was right. It was all about money. That's when the door suddenly opened.
Mari, are you okay?
Brother?
Oh my god! You're hurt! What did they do to you?
It's been almost a year since I last met my brother. He was nothing like the last time I met him. It was as if my old brother was back. Brother! I told him everything that had happened, and he listened to me without interrupting.
I guess we gotta teach him a lesson.
He then took out his cell phone and started calling someone, then took my hands and left the room. Where are we?
You'll see.
When we arrived, I saw Takakuni and someone that resembled his father.
I am very, very sorry for what happened. We didn't come all this way to hear you apologize, Mr. Sakamoto. I understand. Hey, Takakuni, get on your knees! I'm so sorry! I didn't know Mari was your sister!
What's going on?
After you left the house, I became president of the company.
Not that.
Sakamoto Factory is one of our clients. We actually provide around 70% of their sales. Is that right?
That's right, sir. Once again, we are very sorry, so please don't leave us.
I'm very sorry! That's it?
What do you mean?
That's all you have to say after hurting my sister and her friend? You really thought your meaningless words would help?
No, sir. I will pay for all the damages, so please.
I don't want your money.
Then what should we do?
I would like your son to pay for his crimes and make this incident public.
But that would reflect poorly on us.
Which do you want? A company going down from losing their biggest client? Or betting on the public to look the other way for your crimes?
Oh, okay. I will make everything public. Let's go!
No!
In the end, Takakuni and his gang were arrested for violent crimes.
I should have never kicked you out of the house. I'm sorry for everything, Mari.
My brother looked genuinely remorseful. Later, I found out that my brother never hated me. In fact, he only kicked me out of the house to save me from further pain caused by my family. If not for him, I don't think I would have lived to see today. Even worse, sold off to another family through arranged marriage. I thanked him and hugged him for all he's done for me. Going back to the present, Takakuni was found guilty on all charges. I heard he's been locked away for a long time. He was also disowned by his father for all the things he's done. As for Mitsuru, he fully recovered from his injuries. Now I spend most of my time hanging out with him. One thing that changed was my relationship with my brother. We often chat and even call over dinner. My brother's also fond of Mitsuru, as he protected me from those criminals. I can't deny the power of money. How you use it changes the world.